Good morning, class. I wanted to show you an activity that we normally do in class. It's really fun. It's like a party hat activity. I do want to offer this to replace any assignment that you either got a low grade on or that you're missing because it is kind of a fun assignment. So the warm up for today is that you need to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the x value. So this is just remembering how to use it. Okay, so we always have the hypotenuse, which is across right here from the 90-degree angle. And so that's 21. 21 is going to be the C value because the hypotenuse is always my C value. Okay, so we're going to get 15 squared is 225, 21 squared is 441, and we still have A squared. From there, we're going to subtract. And then to get A isolated, we need to square root both sides. And so then we find out that our X value is roughly 14.7. So this is going to be needed for our activity. Okay. So here we're showing the volume of a cone. It's big B base times height divided by 3. A way I like to write it is pi r squared is my big B, remember, because that is the area of the base. So if you saw another video earlier, the area of the base is the big B. So then we times that by the height and divide it by 3. Okay. And so in this case, you'll notice as you're making a hat, the height is in the middle of the cone. And it is really hard to try and measure that with a ruler. And so we're going to use Pythagorean theorem to get the most accurate. Your radius is going to be half the diameter. So make sure you measure the diameter first and then cut it in half. Now the slanted height, we can actually use a ruler to measure that. And so that's going to be our hypotenuse. And that's why that's easier to find with Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so let's do an example. So we're trying to find the actual height here, which is the yellow line. So we're going to say, okay, across from the 90-degree angle is my hypotenuse. And so we do 28 squared equals 100 squared, and we're going to subtract that and then square root both sides, and we get the height is 96. This is the height you then use in the formula for volume. And so this height is going to be plugged into the volume formula along with the radius that you already had. And so then we find that the volume is this big number here, the 78,816.3 miles cubed. Volume is always a cubed unit. Okay, I want you to pause the video right now and try one on your own. So you're trying to find the height over on the right triangle, or the right triangle over there. Okay, welcome back. Let's see how you did. So this is the formula you should use for volume, but first you need to do Pythagorean theorem to find the height, which you should have gotten about 16.6 rounded. Plug it into the volume formula, and your volume should have been 850.9 centimeters cubed. So let's start how we do the party hat. You need to take something like a bowl and make a nice perfect circle on some sort of cardstock or really hard paper works best. And then you're going to cut out a little piece like a Pac-Man shape. And so you'll see here that you're going to end up overlapping these. So do not do your measurements until your cone is made. If you do the measurements first, it's not going to be accurate because you're overlapping pieces. Okay. So once you overlap it, you can tape it. You can always do a small Pac-Man mouth and then cut more later so that you can see how big you want your hat to be. So that's going to depend on the party hat that you want. In order to get that big princess hat, you need a really, really big piece of paper, just so you know. Okay, so then you're going to cut out the Pac-Man, you're going to roll it, and then you're going to tape it or glue it, and you now have your hat. Okay, you can add it, glue it. We decorate it normally in class, so if you want to decorate it, you can. And then if you need extra help, there is a wiki on how to build it, so I can put that link on Google Classroom. And then your measurements for here is going to be to answer all the boxes for the activity. So I hope you have fun and try this out. Normally we would be decorating them in class, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope you have a good time.